Alright, what's going on, guys? So today we're taking a look at the Mega Card Balance update for Plants vs. Zombies Heroes. This update came out on December 9th, 2024. So that was about 4 months ago. I'm kind of late to this, but I thought it'd be fun to go through this and make a video in the perspective of someone like me who played the game like years ago and is just recently coming back. So a lot of this is really new to me. So yeah, let's just get started. This is kind of a big list. It looks like almost every type had cards that are changed. So yeah, I don't know how long this video will be, but let's just get right into it. Alright, first, so Beastly. Alien Ooze is now a 3-cost trick. A plant gets -3/-3. If it's on heights or an environment, it gets -6/-6 instead. So this is a direct buff to its baseline debuff. It used to be -2/-2 if the plant was not on heights or environment, but now they buffed up to -2/-3. Overall, I think this is a great buff. I really like this card because a lot of times plants can get buffed on certain environments, so it's just really good to just knock them down, prevent them from doing bonus attacks, and all of that. Another thing is that because it's not direct damage, this can bypass like plants that cannot get hurt because it's just a debuff. So overall, nice buff. Let's see. Next, B flat now costs 3, was 4 cost. This is the trick that kills a random plant. Overall, just a buff because with randomness, 4 is a lot to kill the wrong plant. Yeah. Cat Lady is now a 1 cost, 0.5, was 0.4. Now, Cat Lady, I really like Cat Lady in plant decks. Sorry, not plant decks, pet decks. Just an extra bonus to health is pretty good because Cat Lady, you want her to survive long enough to get her big damage out. Okay, so Deep Sea Gargantuar is now a 6-cost, 6/6 amphibious hunt. When any zombie enters any lane, that zombie gets +1/+1. This includes growing itself and other zombies when they enter the board and when they change lanes with hunt. It was 7/8 with only amphibious. Alright, interesting. I think, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this change. In the past, it was just 7/8 with amphibious, and now it's kind of like more focused on hunt decks. I like that it buffs all zombies with hunt, and I think it includes buffing zombies when they enter a lane, which is pretty nice. Yeah, if you guys remember I remember in the past, Deep Sea Gargantuar was like the only amphibious Gargantuar, so players would usually play it on the 5th lane, just to get some damage out, and it was especially brutal if the plant hero did not have any amphibious plants. They just had 7 damage on the last lane. But it's interesting to see how this will happen in a hunt deck. Cool. Alright, Kangaroo Rider is now a 4-cost, 4/4, was 4/3, so just a 1 bonus to its health. King of the Grill is now a 6-cost, 6/6 Frenzy. When a Gargantuar destroys a plant, conjure a Gargantuar. It used to conjure gourmet cards. This is really interesting. I think this is a good buff. Yeah, conjuring a Gargantuar is kind of crazy, especially at the higher rounds. You can really combo into a really good Gargantuar deck. This will be interesting. Nibble is now a 1-cost trick. A plant gets -1/-1. If this destroys that plant, conjure a gourmet card. Okay, so this used to just do the 1/1 debuff. It was pretty good. But now if you destroy a plant, you get a gourmet card. So just, they probably want to shift this card more to gourmet decks. Okay, Nurse Gargantuar is now a 7-cost, 6/6. When this does damage, heal your hero for that much. It used to only heal itself when it itself did damage. Huh. I'm not too sure what the change is here. It looks to me like it's just doing the same thing. Let me just double check real quick here on the wiki. Let's see, where is it? Okay, Nurse, 7 cost, 6/6. It causes all Gargantuars to heal. Oh, I see, okay. So all Gargantuars heal the zombie heroes for the amount of damage they do. This is pretty crazy. This is pretty crazy. I know, like, this is going to be really insane for Gargantuar decks, because if you have 5 Gargantuars, they're all just healing your hero. So, that is crazy. Okay. I wonder if it was 6 cost before, but I feel like 7, it might have been 7. Yeah, I might be tripping. Okay, cool. So next, Octo Zombie is now an 8 cost, 8/8 Amphibious Frenzy. When played, make a 3/2 Octo Pet with Amphibious and Frenzy. When destroyed, bounces Octo Zombie. Okay, so I think the only change here is now when you play it, you get Neptuna's hero ability here. Let's see. Yeah, you conjure a 3/2. Oh, interesting. So it looks like they gave the Octopet Frenzy in general. So I think Neptuna's also has Frenzy. And now Octozombie just gets to spawn Octopets. And this is every time you play this. So when it gets bounced, you just keep spawning Octozombies. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Overstuffed Zombie is now a 4 cost 4/4 hunt. When this destroys a plant and survives, it heals to full and heals your hero for 2. Right, previously what this guy did was when it destroys a plant, it heals to full and it increases its max HP by 2, but now it looks like it transfers that 2 health to your hero. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of yeah, it's interesting to see this. To me, it looks like a little bit of a debuff, because I remember Overstuffed Zombie, especially with Frenzy, could get really high HP and be really hard to kill. I don't know if 2 is a lot of health to heal your hero, but yeah, I don't know. Oh, they also gave it Hunt as well. It didn't have Hunt before. This is definitely a buff. Yeah. Okay, so Primordial Cheese Shover is now a 4 cost 4/4. It was 4/3. Okay, so +1 to Cheese Shover. I think he's the one that destroys a plant on evolution. Synchronized Swimmer is now a 2 cost 2/1. Was 2/2. Now this doesn't really matter, because typically you're going to use Synchronized Swimmer to copy the stats of your previous zombie. But I have seen a lot of times where it's your only zombie, because it's a 2 cost, so it's pretty cheap, and they put it in the amphibious lane on lane 5. So this is just kind of like a debuff to the health. So it's basically encouraging you to use it for its ability more, which is pretty nice. Okay, so Vengeful Cyborg is now a 5 cost 5/6 hunt. So this is a 5/5 hunt, so +1 to its health. It also strengthens Cyborg Zombie, which creates... Okay, so just 1 plus to its health, sure, yeah. Yeti Lunchbox is now 1 cost Gourmet Pet Trick. A zombie gets +1/+1. If it's a pet, it gets +2/+1 instead. Okay, so it just gives 1 more strength to pets. So definitely useful more in pet decks. Zombot 1000 is now a 9 cost 9/9 Gravestone. When revealed, destroy all plants here and next door. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so Zombot 1000, if I remember, it was like my first legendary, and it was so fun to just like place it down and destroy all plants. But I was always like, it's so overpowered to have it as a Gravestone, because if it's a Gravestone, it reveals after the plants play their turn. So if you play it in the trick phase, it's revealed in a Gravestone, all of the enemy's plants are destroyed. So typically, it was a good strategy to teleport your Zombot in, but now it's already a Gravestone. But they nerfed it to only destroy plants here and next door. So that's kind of how they're balancing it out. Because it destroys plants here, it can still get its attack off onto your hero, onto the enemy hero. But with Gravestone, you are more susceptible to Grave Eaters. So that's something to keep in mind here. Zookeeper is now a 2 cost, 1/3 was 2/2. Now I actually think this is a buff because Zookeeper is like the engine for pet decks. The purpose of Zookeeper is more to stay alive, so you can keep increasing the strength of your other pet cards. So taking out one of its strength for its health is a lot better in my opinion. Alright, now on to Brainy. Duckstash is now a 3 cost, 3/2. When this does damage, conjure a mustache. Mustache evolution, this gets +3/+3. Evolution bonus was previously +2/+2. Okay, so just +1/+1 buff to its evolution. Electrician is now a 3 cost, 2/3 was 2/2. Yep, just a buff 1 to its health. Gadget Scientist is now a 5 cost, 3/3 was 2/3. Looks like just, yeah, small buffs to bonus attack characters. Gargantuan Mine is now a 5 cost, 5/7. When a non-mine plant or zombie does a bonus attack, this is a bonus attack. Wait, what's the change here? Let me find this one. Where is it? This guy? What is the change here? He costs 5 and has 5/6. 5/7. Okay, maybe they lowered his health back down. Yeah, right here. Health changed. Oh wait, what? He had untrickable before? Oh wow, I was not playing when this update came out. Interesting. Okay. Description still says he has untrickable. they gotta fix their bugs here. But okay, so just a nerf to him. Gentleman is now 3 cost, 1/4. It was 2/2. This is also a buff because he's just used to generate brains, so more health is definitely better for survivability. Mad Chemist is now 4 cost, 3/5. Gravestone. When you play your first trick each turn, conjure a trick and it costs 1 less. Previously did not reduce cost. Okay, so now when you get a trick from him, he makes it cost 1 less. Perfect. Mustache Waxer is now a 1 cost, 2/1. When you play a mustache, this gets +2 health and you get a brain. Used to be 2/2, and when you played it, mustache, it got 1 health and a brain. Oh, I see. So now it gets 2 health. So its base health is only 1, but its scaling is higher because it gets 2 health for every brain you play. Pirate's Booty. Oh, Pirate's Booty is now a new card called Quarterly Bonus, a 4 cost professional barrel trick. A zombie's strength becomes 4, and then it does a bonus attack. Oh, interesting. So yeah, Pirate's Booty was a 5 cost pirate barrel trick that drew a card for each zombie. And now it sets the zombie's strength to 4 and it does a bonus attack. Oh, I see. So they're really buffing this bonus attack deck here. You definitely want to use this on weaker zombies who have strength lower than 4. Interesting. Okay. It's still a barrel trick. So unless they changed Barrel of Barrels or whatever that card was that conjured a barrel, you can also get this from that as well. Interesting. Yeah. Portal Technician is now 5 cost, 5/4. Okay, so +1 strength to Portal Technician. I feel like this is definitely needed because typically Portal Technician, like 4 is like pretty average of a strength value at that point. So sometimes it's just better to leave him alive or debuff his strength and just not trigger his passive. But with this, he's a little bit more of a threat. So you kind of incentivize the enemy to kill you. Regifting Zombie is now a 3 cost, 3/2. When played, conjure a zombie and it gets +1/+1. The plant player conjures a plant and that plant gets -1/-1. Oh, interesting. So yeah, before everyone just drew 2 cards, but now it gives you a buffed zombie and gives the enemy a debuffed plant. So this is interesting, but it kind of takes Regifting Zombie out of the draw card deck, because I know that there was one strategy where you wanted to have the enemy draw a lot of cards, because this one guy, where is it? Unless they changed him, it was, who was it? Was it in Sneaky? Oh man, I cannot remember. Every time the enemy did a trick, they would get hit. Oh man, where is it? Alright, I'm back. I found him. So yeah, it's this guy, Quick Draw Conman. He's a 1 cost, 1/3 with natural bullseye, and every time the plant hero draws a card or conjures, it does 1 damage to them. So he's definitely going to be worse for that kind of deck, because now the plant hero only draws 1 card. So it'd be interesting to see how this fits into that. So Shield Crusher Viking is now 5 cost, 7/5 bullseye when played, and when this hits the plant hero, empty their block mirror. Okay, so they just added so that it empties their block meter when it's played. I think this is really good, because there's so many times where Shield Crusher Viking is played and it just never gets to hit the hero, so its ability is essentially useless. So now when it's played, you can play this card when the enemy has like almost a full block meter and just immediately just get rid of that. Wow. Trick or Treater is now a 3 cost, 2/4, was 2/3, so 1 buff to Trick or Treater's health, good for trick decks. Wizard Gargantuar is now a 6 cost, 5/6. All Gargantuars have bullseye. When played, another zombie transforms into a random zombie that costs 1 more. Interesting. Okay, so this is a -1/-1 debuff to this guy, but now it does like a mini what's that trick called, like the full moon, what is it called, where is that, full moon bad moon rising, yeah, it's like, wait, but yeah, kind of like this, but like just 1 cost higher. This is really interesting, because if you use this in Gargantuar decks, your other Gargantuars are already pretty high costs, so you're gonna have an even stronger zombie spawning. Wormhole Gatekeeper is now 3 cost, 2/5 science zombie. Cards either player conjures cost 1 less. Start of turn, each player conjures a card. Oh, interesting. Yeah, they're really nerfing this card draw deck with the quick con man. So yeah, Wormhole Gatekeeper used to just have each player draw an extra card, but now they conjure a card, meaning I assume this is a random card, and yeah, now its passive is a buff for both players. Oh, interesting. Okay, it'd be really interesting to see how this guy is used now. Zomblob, just 1 buff to its strength. Yeah, I guess it's pretty good, but typically you would just use this, you would up its strength based on its evolution. Zombot Dinotronic Mechasaur is now 7 cost, 8/8. Oh wow. So basically a +2/+1 buff to its stats, and this guy has natural, natural bullseye too. Oh wow. Yeah, they really just buffed him up. Alright, on to Crazy. Abracadabra is now a 3 cost, 3/3, was 3/2. Okay, Abracadabra was one of my favorite cards. Where is he? This guy? Now a 3/3? Okay. Oh, I'm gonna really love this one. This guy, every time he damages the plant hero, he'll do 3 damage to a random plant. So I would pair this guy up with Overshoot. So before their lane attacks happen, he will attack the hero and then do damage to a plant. And most often in the early game, you can kill a plant. So you just have infinite like damage. Oh, this is really cool. Okay. Cake Explosion is now a 3 cost trick. Do 4 damage to a plant. Was 4 cost. Okay, so buff to this. Conga Zombie is now a Dancing Barrel Zombie. Was Dancing Gourmet. Okay, so just a change in its classification. Cuckoo Zombie is now a Pet Zombie. Was Clock Pet Zombie. Interesting. I don't know what the other clock cards are, but maybe they're trying to get rid of this classification. Disco Dance Floor is now a 2 cost 0/3 Overshoot 2. Fusion, a zombie played on this gets Overshoot 2. Both Overshoot numbers used to be 3. Yeah, this is really strong. This is really strong. Because it itself had Overshoot 3. Yeah, so I feel like this nerf is definitely warranted. Discotron 3000 is now a 6 cost 5/5. Was 4/4, so just a buff to that guy. Exploding Fruitcake is now a 2 cost trick. Do 5 damage to a plant. The plant player conjures a fruit. Oh, it was 7 damage. I feel like this is a pretty rough nerf though, because 7 damage. Some fruits are really strong in plants. I think the dragon fruit, he's a fruit. Yeah, the plant could have conjured this guy, and back then this guy was so overpowered. 7 to 5. Yeah, I feel like this is pretty damaging with this card. Final mission is now 2 cost trick. Destroy a zombie, then do 4 damage to a plant. Oh, it used to hit. Oh no. This is also a really fun card. Because it's really funny to, at the end, to kill the plant by using final mission, the plant hero. But now you can't damage the hero. Okay, well, that's fine. Flamenco Zombie is now 5 cost 3/1. Okay, so a nerf to its health. Frankentar is now 5 cost 5/7. Oh, splash damage 2. This gets +1/1 when a zombie is destroyed. Oh, interesting. Splash damage 2? Is this the first zombie to get splash damage? I'm not sure about other updates, but when I played, I don't think a single zombie had splash damage. So this is really interesting. I assume it's because he attacks with lightning. Gargantua Throwing Imp is now a 4 cost 1/2. Was 5 cost 2/2. Okay, this is definitely a buff because you weren't really using this guy for damage, more for HP. So being 4 cost is definitely better. Getting your Gargantuas out earlier. Gizzard Lizard is now a 3 cost 3/3. Zombie Evolution, do 3 damage to each plant. Was 2 damage. Okay, so buff to Gizzard Lizard. Grave Robber is now a 1 cost 2/1. Was 2/2. Oh, what does Graveyard Robber do again? Oh yeah, it gets +1 strength every time a zombie comes out of a grave. Okay, this is needed. This guy was really overpowered, or at least in the matches that I did. Lowering its health by 1. Okay, good. I like this. Headhunter is now called Bobblehead, and is 4 cost 2/4. It was 3/4. Avoiding hunt in the name because it doesn't have the. Oh, okay. So it's one strength nerf to it, and they changed the name because it doesn't have the hunt ability, so it shouldn't have the word hunter in its name. Oh, that's interesting. Where is Headhunt? Oh, this guy right here. Yeah, Bobblehead. Okay. Dancing Evolution gives him +2/+2 in Bullseye. Oh, right. Okay. And does 2 damage to a plant every time dancing card. Okay, cool. Hippity Hop Gargantuar is now 5 cost 6/5 when played and when hurt. Make a mystery egg in a random lane. Okay, so this, yeah. So they're basically taking some zombies that had abilities, and adding that ability when they're played. So this guy gets to spawn an egg when it's just played. Moonbase Z is now a science barrel environment. It was just a science environment. Okay, Moonbase Z, is that the overshoot one? Oh yeah, okay. Overshoot 3. Yeah, this is the environment that I really like. Because you can do damage to your hero by just having any zombie there. So barrel means that it can be summoned by Barrel of Barrels, assuming that card is not changed. Let me just take a peek at that real fast. Where's Barrel of Barrels? Oh, they changed it from 1 to 2. Okay. Okay, yeah. Well, we'll get to that later. But Quick Draw Conman is now a monster zombie. It used to be a pirate monster. It no longer benefits from swash. Oh, this is a massive debuff. This Quick Draw Conman not being a pirate. Okay, I understand why they did this. Yeah, because you can combine this with Overshoot as well, and it would just stack up so much. Yeah, okay. Definitely needed right here. But I'm sad to see this guy get nerfed. Zombot's Wrath is now a 2-cost trick. Do damage equal to the number of zombies. What was this before? Was this... I think this was do 3 damage, but it's 6 if you have a full lane of zombies. Where is that? That should be a trick here. Am I blind? Was 3 cost? Okay, I'm just blind. Where is this? Oh, right here. Cost 2 to play. Its ability does damage. Okay, I see. So they instead of having a constant 3 damage, it now is fully dependent on the number of zombies. Okay. Cool. Alright, now onto Hearty. First, All-Star Zombie is now 5 cost, 4/6, armored 1, frenzy untrickable, gain untrickable. Alright, that's a pretty nice buff for this guy. Bonus track Buckethead is now 4 cost, 4/4, so a 1 strength buff to him. Celestial Custodian is now a 4 cost, 3/4 gravestone. When revealed in an environment, destroy a plant with 3 or less strength. Okay, so this is kind of like a shift to the next cost tier for this guy. He used to be 3 cost, 3/2, and destroyed 2 strength or less, but now he can destroy 3 strength or less. Okay, looks like he got +2 to his health. Damage stayed the same. Yeah, definitely can hit a lot more plants with this 3 strength cost, but now he's not as viable as an early game option, but we'll definitely see how this guy plays out. Next, Coffee Zombie is now 6 cost, 5/4, so this is a +1/+1 buff to his stats. It is important to note that Coffee Zombie gives himself and all zombies +1/+1, so he is effectively now a 6/5 with Frenzy. Cone Zone is now a professional environment. Was just environment. Professional environment. Let's pull up Cone Zone right here. Let's take a look. So this is a 2-cost environment that any zombie in it gives it +3 health. Pretty good for increasing the tankiness of your units. The problem with Cone Zone and other environments that give health as a stat is when the environment is removed or replaced by a different environment, they will lose not just 3 max health, but will essentially take 3 damage. So let's say I have a zombie in Cone Zone with 3 or less health. If the plant player replaces the environment, it will immediately kill that zombie. So it's almost like a free damage from the plant hero, but because it has professional now, it can be conjured by where is he? Middle manager, who conjures a professional on play. And professional decks can get pretty crazy because of, where is this guy? This guy. This guy, Jurassic Fossil Head, he has like plus. He has essentially 4/5 with untrickable if you evolve him from a professional zombie. So it's interesting to see how professional decks will fare with this guy. Alright, next. Landscaper is now a 3 cost 2/3, so a +1 to his health. Leftovers is now 1 cost. It was 2 cost. Oh, interesting. Oh, this is really nice. So leftovers, I believe, gives +1/+1 to all. Yeah, +1/+1 to all zombies in the field. And yep, so this makes Turkey Rider a much more viable option. Lost Coliseum is now 2 cost. Okay, so went down from 3 to 2, another buff. Raw Zombie is now a 5 cost, 3/4 History Pet Zombie. Was 6 cost. Okay, so it gained pet and it decreased by 1. So good buff for this guy. Terrify is now 2 cost trick. Move a plant, conjure a monster. Okay, so it used to draw a card, but now it conjures a monster. Turquoise Skull Zombie is now a 4 cost 2/6 gravestone. Start of turn, the plant player loses 1 sun. This gets +1. Oh, okay, so now he also gains a health in addition to 1 strength each turn. Undying Pharaoh, what'd they do? Okay, so instead of being 4 to 6, he's now 5/5 across the board, and he gets armored 1. That's pretty good. Makes it a little more tanky, so your hero has more survivability. Wannabe Hero is now 7 cost, 6/1 Frenzy. When played, heal 3, then this gets +1 health for each health your hero has. Okay, so this is definitely a buff, because not only does it heal 3, but it then gives itself 3 more health, because it depends on how much health that your hero has. Zombie King is now a 4 cost 3/6. It was 3/5. So this is a +1 buff to its health. Zombot Battlecruiser is now a 6 cost 6/6. Was 5/6. So now it's a +1 to its strength. Okay, cool. On to Sneaky. Alright, Blowgun Imp is now 5 cost 3/4. So +1 to its health. Captain Flameface. Oh, no longer Gravestone. Okay, so this gives a plant player more opportunities to counter. I think this is a nerf. Definitely putting this guy as a Gravestone can really catch the plant player by surprise. So yeah, this will definitely nerf pirate decks. Curse Gargolith is now 6 cost 7/6. Let's see. Gravestone, when revealed, steal 2 sections from the plant player's hero. Plant heroes, super block meter, end of turn, all Gargantuars hiding. Oh, okay, so now this guy steals 2 sections every time he's revealed. So every turn he's revealed, he will steal. Okay, that's interesting. That's a nice addition to this guy. Ducky Tube is now has +1 health, so it's now 1/2 instead of 1/1. Firefighter got +1 to its strength, so now it's 5/5. Imp Commander, let's see, is now a Gravestone. When an imp hurts a plant hero, draw a card. Oh, interesting. Okay, this definitely helps, because I feel like when you put down Imp Commander, definitely less counterability options here. Mini Ninja got a... Okay, so now there are 2/1 instead of 1/1, but their anti-hero got reduced from 3 to 2. So this is a buff, because now it's the same max damage, same ceiling, but now more of its attack is shifted into its base attack instead of having to have anti-hero. So definitely better on this guy. Monkey Smuggler is now 2 cost 2/3 Gravestone. Oh, I see. So they nerfed the Smuggler to only steal 1 section. instead of 2. And they gave the Gargolith a stronger block stealing ability. Pogo Bouncer reduced its health from 2 to 1. Tumor's a zombie. 4 cost. Oh, interesting. This guy got -1 health, but +2 strength. So instead of 3-4, he's now 5-3. Unthawed Viking is now 4 cost, 4-3 amphibious. When played, freeze all plants here. Pirate Evolution. Instead, this gets +1/+1 and freeze all plants in all lanes. So what changed here? Okay, it got -1 health. Okay, yeah. This is definitely good. Even though it got -1 health, it gains a buff on Pirate Evolution, and its base only froze plants in the water, which is very situational, no matter where it was placed. But now it freezes all plants in its current lane, which I think is a much, because it's already amphibious, you can kind of choose where you want to freeze plants. So this is definitely a good change. Zombie High Diver got switched stats, so instead of being 2-3, he's now 3-2, so a little bit more aggressive. Zombot Stomp got a cost reduction from 7 to 6. Okay. Alright, now onto plant changes. Guardian. Galactic Cactus is now a 1 cost 2-1, so it got a -1 to its health. Let's see, Gardening Gloves. Okay, same thing where now instead of drawing a card after moving a plant, it conjures a trick. So a lot of changes to cards drawing a card. They're now being a little bit more tuned to specific niches. So Gardening Gloves is now giving you a trick. Gravitry gained Untrickable. Okay, that's a nice addition to this guy. Marine Bean. Okay, Marine Bean got a strength buff from 2-3 to 3-3. Mirror Nut. Let's see. It got +3 to its health. So instead of 0-8, it's now 0-11. Oh, it now has Bullseye? Bullseye? When your nuts get... Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. So what it used to do is when any of your nut units get hurt, it does 2 damage to the zombie hero. But now it has Bullseye and only does 1 damage per trigger. So less damage, but it's Bullseye. Honestly, I think this is a good change. Yeah, I like this a lot. I'd rather have Bullseye on this guy than have extra damage, because hitting that block proc, it's just not worth it with this guy, especially with a field full of nut units. So a really interesting change here. Photosynthesizer, okay, increased cost. Instead of 1 cost, it's 2. Let's see, Primal Walnut got a +1 health, so instead of 0-9, it is 0-8. Oh, I'm sorry, -1 health, so this is a nerf. Prickly Pear, let's see this guy. 0-10 team. Okay, so it got 1 cost up from 4 to 5. But instead of 0-4, it's now 0-10, so 6 health. And instead of doing 4 damage to the zombie here, it now does 2 damage. So it's more of a sustained unit, so more tanky but less damage output. So shifting this guy to more defensive. I do like this change a lot. I think it's a nice option to have like a walnut that does damage back. Let's see. Smackademia got a health buff, so now it's 4-5 instead of 4-4. Oh, Spikeweed Sector now costs 3. Okay, this was also a really overpowered environment. Yeah, honestly, it needed this, because for 2 sun, this environment does 2 damage to any zombie in the environment before the combat happens. So for example, if they had a zombie with 2 or less health, they can't place anything else in that lane, so it would die, free up the lane, and then your plant can just do whatever it wants to the hero. So definitely a pretty big nerf for this guy, but I feel like this is definitely needed. Tough beats, let's see. Okay, so instead of 6-1, it's now 2-2. What it used to do was gets +1 health for every other plant and zombie, but now it gets +1/+1 for every other plant and zombie. So yeah, so it's now both its health and damage is now dependent on the number of units on the field. At max, what is that? Let's see. 5 zombies, and then you could have team up as well. So this guy's strength can get really high now. So definitely I feel like a buff for this guy. Okay. This one was so needed. So now Triceratops got a -1 health debuff. So now it's 1-2 instead of 1-3. This guy, I hated this guy so much. Where is this? This guy, so he has Bullseye and has 1 strength and 2 health. It has a Dino Roar ability, which basically means anytime you draw a card or conjure a card, it triggers. And its ability is to gain +1/+1 to stats. So you could put this guy down and then play other cards that draw cards, and this guy would just get buffed up with Bullseye. And because he had 3 health, he was really tanky where you couldn't really take him out in like a single trick. But now with this debuff, it just helps bring that potential down slightly. So I really like this change. Yeah. Sorry if you use that guy in your strategy. Alright, on to Kabloom. Atomic Pomegranate. Let's see, what has changed? Okay, so all seedlings now have 2 health instead of 1 health. That's pretty nice, because I feel like seedlings aren't used that much. And they die really quickly, but with 2 health, maybe they have more survivability now. So instead of 5-2, it's now 6-1, so it's a little bit more on the offensive side. It also makes an additional seedling here and next door instead of just next door. So 1 extra seedling, more offensive, and seedlings have health buffs. Cool. It looks like with Guardian and their tankier types, they're trying to shift them to be more defensive, and then probably with Kabloom and also what we saw with Crazy type, they're trying to make them more offensive and more of a glass cannon-y. So you can see here with Blooming Heart, now it's 2-1 instead of 2-2. This is definitely a nerf, but I like this a lot as well because Blooming Heart just seemed very overpowered with it just gaining strength. So at least now it's a lot easier to kill. Hot Lava now costs 0 instead of 1. This is a good change. I mean, Hot Lava wasn't really used much, but being 0 cost gives it a little bit more viability in your decks. Invasive Species got a cost reduction from 3 to 2, but now its strength, instead of being 2-4, it's now 1-4. So a better early game option. I actually like this a lot. I feel like Invasive Species has a better niche, being a early environment strong killer. I definitely like this one. Okay, so Lava Guava got cost reduction from 5 to 4. This kind of aligns with the Hot Lava cost change here. Poison Oak, let's see what changed here. So instead of 4-5, it's now 5-6, so it got a +1/+1 buff. Puff Shroom is now... Oh, Puff Shroom is now 1 cost instead of 0. Interesting. Puff Shroom. Where's Puff Shroom? That's Shroom for 2. Where is Puff Shroom? Okay, right here. Interesting. Okay, so this is definitely a nerf to these 0 cost cards. This makes a lot of sense because a lot of 1 cost cards have has 1/1, but now it has with its team up trait, you could really combo it well, or like add fillers to your deck at no additional cost. But now it kind of punishes you from just including this into your deck. This is interesting. This will definitely nerf those hard-hitting shroom decks, as well as the pine cone decks, pine clone decks. Okay, what's next? Seedling is now 2 cost, 0, 2, so just above the seedlings. Health. Sizzle is now 3 cost trick. It was 5 cost. So 2 cost reduction, but only 1 damage reduction. So instead of 5, it does 4. So a lot better on this one. Transfiguration is now a new card. Okay, so Transfiguration was 4 cost. It was 4/7. And whenever a plant is hurt and survives, it transforms it to a random plant. I remember this one. I tried to make a deck around this to just see what random plants I would get. But now it's a 2 cost, 1/1. At the end of the turn, this transforms into a random plant that costs 1 more. It keeps its ability. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is very similar to Reincarnation here, where it keeps its ability. Let's take a look at this guy. Man, I liked this guy before. But what is this now? Wait, this... is this not updated? Ability change. End of turn, this... Interesting. Okay, the wiki doesn't show this here. Hold up. Let me check the app and see what the exact stat change is. Okay, so I just checked, and yeah, it's still the same cost and stats, so it's still 4 cost, 4/7. I think this has a lot of errors in the changelog. So yeah, same stats, same cost, but now its ability is it only changes itself every turn. Definitely think this is more of a consistent change because previously it's just kind of random. Anytime any plant gets hurt, it will transform into a plant. It could be a better plant or a worse plant. But now you're constantly going up in cost. So, and eventually you can get hit 10 and get some powerhouses, like you can get a cornucopia if it survives that long enough. So definitely more consistent change, but I feel like it's a less fun change. But yeah. Velociradish Hunter is now called Velociradish Packmate. So they're avoiding the word hunt in the name because it doesn't have the hunt ability. Okay, well, cool change there. Wildberry is now... Okay, so Wildberry, instead of being 4/1, it is 2/1, but anti-hero 2. Okay, this is definitely a nerf here. So 2 of its strength gets removed but put into anti-hero. So it's shifting this guy more to be targeted at damage just at the hero. Typically what you do with a Wildberry, because it moves to a random lane when you play, early game you place it where on a lane with a zombie. So when it moves to a random lane, the hope is to move to a lane without a zombie. So I think in most cases this won't really make a difference because you're basically banking on hitting the hero anyway. But if it does end up in a lane with a zombie, it does not have as much power to kill that zombie. And lastly, Zapricot. Oh, okay, so nerf to Zapricot. Instead of 2 health, a 4/2, it's now 4/1. So along that change of making Kabloom a little more aggressive. Okay, so next, Mech Grow. Bamboozle is now 6/6 instead of 5/6, so +1 damage to that. Banana Peel got a cost increase from 1 to 2. Interesting. Okay, what is this? Oh, I see. So instead of being classified as banana, it's now just a fruit. So I remember they had a classification for specifically banana plants, but now everything in banana is a fruit. And now it is 2 cost, move a zombie, conjure a fruit, instead of conjuring a banana. So with Banana Peel, it was very common to get like the banana sword. So this is just kind of taking that away and putting it more into a general fruit deck. Black Eyed Peas is now Oh, health reduction from 2 to 3 to 2 to 2. This is a really impactful nerf. And the reason is because, let me pull this guy up right here. This guy is also summoned Black Eyed Pea. It can be really, really helpful early game. It costs 2 and has 2/2. Every time the opponent uses a zombie trick, it gets +1/+1. So because it had 3 health, this card right here, Bungee Plumber, was not able to kill it because it only does 2 damage. So if you tried to bungee plumber this guy, it would go down to 1 health, then get the +1/+1 buff and still be alive. So typically you had to use a stronger trick or 2 tricks to kill this guy, and it was just a big hassle. And if you couldn't destroy him quick enough, he would just keep growing. So now you can immediately bungee plumber this guy and kill him before he can grow. So definitely an impactful nerf here. Cosmic P, instead of 3 cost 1/1, it's now 4 cost 2/2. Interesting. Yeah, this is kind of a nerf because Cosmic P, the point of it is to really draw a P card conjure a P card that has double shot. And typically you're not really banking on your Cosmic P to do a lot of damage, but now that it costs 4, you get it much later in the game. So yeah, in my opinion, this is kind of a nerf to this guy. Let's see. Half Banana is now 2 cost 2/2 fruit plant. Yeah, so instead of bananas in your hand getting +1/+1 when it's destroyed, all fruits get +1/+1 in your hand. So it looks like it's just basically changing bananas specific cards to be fruits. Potted Powerhouse got a +1/+1 buff, so instead of 3/3, it's now 4/4. This raises the floor of its stats. Same with Super Fat Beats, instead of 3/3, it's 4/4. The Podfather got a health upgrade, so instead of 2/2, it's 2/3. Typical Beanstalk is now a 3 cost 3/3. When played next to a leafy plant, this gets 1 strength and conjure a leafy card. Okay. So it used to not gain strength. Here's the thing with typical Beanstalk. Because it was 3/3, it was immune to... Where is this card? The Rocket. Rocket kills plants with 4 strength or more. So being 3 is a really good safe like middle ground where you can't be destroyed by Rocket. But if you place it next to Leafy Plant to get the Leafy card, you are now in the range of Rocket. So this is an interesting change here. Whip Vine is now a 5 cost 6/5, so got a +1 bonus to its strength. Okay, we are coming up on, we got what, 2 more types and then superpowers. Okay, so Smarty. All right, Bean Counter got nerfed, so instead of 2/2, it's now 1/1. Carotillery got a health buff. Instead of 5/2, it is 5/3. I like this because now you're immune to sit or but Bungee Plumber. Laser Cattail got a health buff. Instead of 2/1, it's now 2/2. Leaf Blower. Oh, so Leaf Blower can now bounce gravestones. I actually like this a lot. Leaf Blower is really good to just get a zombie out of there, and the fact that it can bounce gravestones, huge. Lightning Reed got a strength upgrade. Instead of 1/2, it's now 2/2. However, its splash damage is still 1. Mayflower got a health upgrade. Instead of 2/3, it's now 2/4. Melon Polt got a health upgrade. Instead of 3/4, it's now 3/5. Navy Bean got a +1/+1 bonus to stats, so instead of 2/2, it's 3/3. And now Snapdragon is amphibious. Oh, interesting. Yeah, typically you don't put this guy in the water lane because you want to take advantage of splash damage, but this gives you an option to Yeah, this guy, oh yeah, being amphibious makes him buffed by the navy bean. What is it, this guy? What is this guy? Yeah, this guy. Yeah, increases amphibious plants. So he's more of a viable option in amphibious decks. So magic beans. Oh, what? Okay, now it shuffles 5 magic beanstalks into your deck. So this card, where is it? Magic beans. I used to love this card. This one. So what you do is it costs 2 to play, and it shuffles 5 magic beanstalks into your deck. Magic beanstalks are 4/4, and they just cost 1. So they're really cheap, really strong options to just get your damage out or tank hits. So just get an additional card in your deck. Wintermelon. Let's see, what does this do? It's now. Wait, now it's 6 cost, 4/5. Hold on, it doesn't show the change here. Let me pull this guy up here. What got changed? What is this? Freeze. When this hurts a zombie, freeze that zombie. When played, freeze. Okay, so they added it so that when it's first played, you get to freeze a zombie. So an extra freeze. It's actually really good here. Alright, last type, solar. Apple Saucer got a health debuff. So instead of 3/2, it's now 3/1. Cob Cannon got 2 strength buff. Or sorry, 2 strength debuff. So instead of 6/6, it's now 4/6. Let's pull up Cob Cannon here real quick. I forgot what this guy does. Where is this guy? Oh my gosh, I'm blind. I'm actually blind. Okay, here he is. So what he did was he has 6 cost, 4/6. Zombies here and adjacent get -1/-1. And his team up evolution instantly destroys a zombie. Okay, so just strength change from 6 to 4, so he's more used for his utility. Elderberry got a strength health debuff, so instead of 2/4, he's 2/3. The Haunted Pumpkin got a health debuff. Instead of 4/2, he's 4/1. Laser Bean. Okay, interesting. Laser Bean used to be 5/7. Now he's 0/5, so -2 to his health, but he gets +1 attack when played for each sun you made this turn. Okay, this is interesting. So this makes Laser Bean similar to Magnifying Grass, where you want to play him on a turn where you've made a lot of sun. So you typically want to pair him up with your sunflowers or other sun generating plants, and his strength will be permanent. So let's say you get like 6 sun, he'll permanently be a 6/5 with strike through. Similarly, Magnifying Grass got a health upgrade, so instead of 0/1, it's now 0/2. Sunstrike is now a new card. Okay, so Sunstrike used to be a 4-cost trick. All plants get strike through this turn and you conjure a trick. Now it's called Cross Pollination. It's a 3-cost flower fruit trick. Conjure a flower, conjure a fruit. They both cost 1 less. Conjure a flower, conjure a fruit. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one. I really liked Sunstrike as kind of like a finisher. On your late game, you can just use Sunstrike, and then all your plants get to attack the hero as well, and sometimes this can help you win that turn. But now this looks like more of a conjuring card. It'll be interesting to see how good this card is. Oh, Venus Flytrap, instead of being 2/2, it's now 3/1. And Venus Flytrap heals you based on the damage it does. So this also increases its healing output. So that is 3/1, yeah. So definitely more healing potential on this guy, but in return a little squishier. Let's see, Water Balloons. Okay, it used to be a zombie gets -1/-1, and if you made at least 6 sun this turn, it gets -2/-2 instead. Now non-amphibious zombies gets -2/-2. If you made at least 6 sun this turn, it gets -2/-2. Okay, so they basically buffed the debuff effect, but it does not affect amphibious zombies, which makes sense because why would they get debuffed by water? Like they're in the water. Okay, cool. Now onto plant superpowers. Ensign Uproot from Beta Carotina is now a 1 cost 2/1 amphibious. When played, move another plant or zombie. So now he got a -1 health debuff, but gained amphibious. Another one for Beta Carotina is genetic amplification. It now gives the conjured plant +2/+1 instead of +1/+1. So an additional strength for the conjured unit. Let's see. More Spore, which was from Nightcap and Solar Flare. Oh, this is really good. So this used to make 2 1/1 button mushrooms in random lanes, but now you get to pick one lane and then the other one becomes random. This is huge because this was really important for early game to block an attack, like when you didn't have enough sun to place your early game plants. But it always sucked because you would be targeting one lane and then you hit it and then it would be 2 of the wrong lanes. So now you actually get to control where one of the lanes are. So I really like this change a lot. Okay, Nightcap added a space in the middle to match other games. Alright, nice job. Alright, so Power Pummel, which is Grass Knuckles' signature. Let's see. Interesting, okay. So now it's able to... Oh, okay, so now it's not able to hurt the zombie hero. This is huge because if you get this ability at the very beginning of the game, Grass Knuckles can just do 6 damage to your hero for free. And he's Guardian and Mega Grow. He's not even a really aggressive, direct damaging type. So I do like this change a lot, even though it's a nerf. It kind of fits his strategy a little bit more. Alright, lastly, zombie superpowers. Alright, so Carried Away, which is Super Brain's signature. So move a zombie. That zombie gets +1/+1, then it does a bonus attack. What did it use? Did it change? I'm confused. Oh, what am I doing here? Wait, what is the difference here? Okay, I'm not sure what. Maybe this buff was changed, but I don't remember. Maybe it did that already. Anyway, Dance Off, which is from Electric Boogaloo and Professor Brainstorm. Same thing where you get to choose where the first backup dancer is made, which I really like. Frozen Tundra, which is Brain Freeze's signature ability. Okay, this is big. It now freezes all plants. It used to be just freezing plants on the ground, but now it hits the heights and the water lane, so that's really good. Alright, almost done. So next Octopult, we saw this before too, but this is just changing the Octopet to have Frenzy, so 3/2 Amphibious and Frenzy. Terraformer 10,000, which is Huge Giganticus, signature ability. Let's see, so instead of just conjuring an environment, it conjures an environment and a trick. And instead of all cards costing 1 less in your hand, only all environments and tricks in your hand cost 1 less. Interesting. So this makes him much more effective for environment and trick heavy decks. So your regular zombies will not get any benefit from this. Lastly, Immortica's signature ability, which is familiar. It now Zombats are 2/2 instead of 2/1. So just 1 health bonus to that card. Okay, so that was a pretty hefty changelog. Um, Definitely we'll be making some videos on trying out these cards and trying out new strategies with these changes. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, see ya.